Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Thanks for signing up for this webinar on unlocking the power of assistive technology by Omni-Health. The way we're going to do this today is it's not going to be too long a session. It'll be a total of 30 minutes. We'll start off by sharing with you some of the benefits, the functions of the assistive technology here, the Temi robot, along with some of the devices that can be linked with it. April will be doing that. And at the end of the session, we will have a question and answer portion, probably the last 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. If you have any questions along the way, feel free to add them into the Q&A section. That's if you're using your computer, it's in the top options bar, the top toolbar at the top of your Teams. If you're on your mobile phone, then if you click the 3 dots that say more, then you scroll down, you'll be able to see the Q&A section there. So at any point, feel free to put your questions in there. We'll be able to see them. And at the end of the session, we'll address all of them if possible, if not at least as many of them as possible. And there will also be the option if at the end you still have more questions or you have questions that you might think up later, we'll have a QR code for you to be able to sign up with a short session with us, or you can drop myself or April a LinkedIn message or an email with any of the questions. So without delaying anymore, I'll hand it over to April, who's our Temi Solutions Specialist here at Omni-Health. April, take it away.
All right, thank you, Suresan. And please don't forget that this is also a recorded session. So hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm glad you could join us today for our online demo where we will explore how Temi Robot can transform and enhance aged care solutions. First, what can Temi do? Temi is a smart assistive robot designed to support both residents and care providers by automating routine tasks, enhancing safety, and fostering connections. Our goal here isn't to replace staff or carers, but to lighten their load in routine activities or duties so they can spend more time delivering personalized, meaningful care where it truly matters. So imagine this scenario. Here's how it works. The bed has mat sensors. So if you notice unusual thing happened to a resident, based on this flow, Temi will be triggered and automatically call a caregiver, a family member assigned. How helpful do you think
Hello,
it would be?
Suresan. How are you? Calling your family.
Hello, Suresan. How are you? Calling your family.
All right. So, how do you think it will be helpful in your or how could an instant alert and stay connected right away? What's even better, you can customize how Temi responds for each situation. So it's not just unexpected movement in the bed, or even a resident fall, or even if a resident stays longer in bed. So you can also customize Temi in terms of who do you want to alert first, if you wanted to alert the nurse or any family member. Plus, you can record familiar voices or to make the resident feel comfort during this time of anxiety. And meanwhile, the resident can actively use Temi's voice commands to stay socially connected. So you can actually control Temi through a web app or a mobile app. So let's explore some key features of Temi that enhance care. And I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. So with the mat sensor that I mentioned a while ago, it monitors real-time vital signs. So it monitors your heart rate, your blood pressure, and even the movement in the bed. Imagine you receive an immediate video alert, the movement a resident's vital signs go outside safe limits. Thus, an instant triage immediate response is triggered. So this is how Temi works. So if a bed occupancy and movement tracking, the question here, how do you keep tabs on whether someone has been bed for too long or someone moved unexpectedly? It's tough to monitor every minute, isn't it? So Temi make this easy by automatically tracking these changes through integrated sensors like the mat sensors, helping to keep residents safe around the clock. Some integration also prevents fall. Falls can happen anytime. How quickly can your team respond to that? With Temi, it can do an instant triage plus alerts caregivers instantly, so help can be on the way immediately. With its smart integrations and instant alerts, Temi keeps families and caregivers connected with residents during any concerning time. It also bridges the gap when it's needed. How do you see this telepresence enhancing communication and reducing isolation in your care environment? Because basically, you can control Temi wherever or whenever you are. Here's a question. How much do you spend routine tasks daily? Well, good news. Temi is designed to handle those repetitive or less urgent tasks that often take up so much of your time or your client's time. Think about medication reminders, hydration prompts, or even a simple check-ins. By automating these routine activities, Temi helps reduce manual work, freeing you up to focus on more personalized and therapeutic care. Can you imagine what you could do with that extra time, right? What's great is that you can customize Temi's task flows, whether through voice commands, easy-to-use apps, or by connecting other sensors and alert systems to fit your specific area needs or care needs. So how do you think automating this task could improve your day-to-day work and the quality of life for your clients? That's a question. So let's talk about Temi keeps residents safe in real time. Picture this, as I mentioned a while ago with the sample that we had, a fall happens or a resident stays in bed longer than usual or an unexpected movement of the resident. How quickly could your team monitor it every day? When something's triggered from the mat sensors or any fall detection equipment, Temi can automatically place a video call to the caregiver or a family member assigned, which delivers immediate support without any delay. Now, here's the powerful part. You get to customize how Temi reacts based on your care protocols. Maybe you want a nurse alerted first or a family member contacted, depending on the situation. How could that be flexible benefit on your team? Now I'm curious, how do you think having this kind of smart, tailored assistance could change your approach to risk management and intervention? Do you think this could help you feel more confident supporting high-risk clients? Now, it's time for a Q&A. So as mentioned a while ago, you can find the Q&A button on top of your screen if you're using the web app or in your mobile, 3 buttons at the button. You can see it in the more options. So let me ask you a few questions first. How do you see Temi fitting in your workflows? Think about the repetitive tasks that take up your team's time, like routine welfare check-ins. How much time could you free up Temi handle those, right? Temi also enables remote communication, which is valuable for your carers or even doctors to check in. Have any of you faced this challenge? Another big help is Temi's ability to respond automatically to passive alerts like the mat sensors that we have shown you during the video demo. So Temi has been triggered without the staff needing to monitor dashboards 24/7. This would help reduce your team's workload. And for social engagement, Temi offers video content, music, games, or any exercise prompts, helping reduce isolation. How many do you think this is important in your care model? We think of Temi as a care assistant, not a replacement, augmenting the great work you have already, making it scalable. Now, do any of these use cases resonate with your current challenges or service goals? For example, one challenge we hear often is managing limited staff while maintaining quality care, right? The ability for Temi to automatically respond to alerts and initiate a video call would help us react faster to incidents without needing someone physically present at all times. Also, having Temi assist with scheduled reminders and check-ins could support your clients' independence. It aligns really well with our goal of delivering more proactive and connected care. So let me know if you have any questions, and we'll try to answer most of them.
We've got 2 questions that have come in. One is, can the temi play an audio or song while it moves to the bedside?
Well, that's
so I think I'll answer. Yeah, I think I'll just
Go
answer this one. So
go
basically,
to them.
when temi is moving or when it reaches a destination, you can customize any sort of audio it plays. So you can either have it like was in the video where there were a few styles of it speaking that were played when it had reached the destination. You could also record your own voice or record a familiar family member or friend's voice and have that audio play when it reaches the destination. Or as what this question is asking, while the temi is moving towards the bedside or whichever end location, it can play a resident's favorite song, or it could be playing something like R2-D2 from Star Wars moving. You could do that. Any audio file can be put in for during the process of moving or when it reaches an end destination. The second question here is, how do I make sure that strangers are not calling temi video calls? April, I'll let you answer that one.
Okay, that's actually a good question, Suresan. Well, with Temi's video call system uses secure connections and allows you, the owner of Temi or the family members or the carers can control who is on the approved contact lists. Only designated caregivers or family members you authorize can initiate video calls, ensuring the privacy and security for the residents. So basically, you can control it whether with using your web app or mobile app. Any other questions, Suresan?
There are no more in the thing, but I've looked at the ones that were 2 that were also sent in via email. I think maybe someone wasn't able to key them in, but the 2 questions were, if using the sensor mat, what are the types of alerts that you can receive to trigger temi's movement? Would you like to take that one, April?
Well, actually, right now we have few things that we can integrate with Temi, triggering Temi. Like we have our newbie lamp, the VIA, which also detects, fall and prevention, and of course our mat sensors, and as well as the nurse call. Anything
So I
you
think,
can add, Suresan?
yeah, no, I think so. I think if we say all those are sort of, if you think of it as they are non-robot devices, anything that they can detect, as long as that device has the right API capabilities, which most 90% of device manufacturers have, then you can use whatever it detects to be the trigger to trigger an action by the temi. So whatever temi can do and whatever that can detect, we can make that the cause and this the effect. So with the mat sensor that was in the video, it can detect if someone is in the bed or not in the bed, so bed presence. It can detect heart rate, and that is whether your heart rate is too high or too low, and you can customize what that threshold is. And the third one is breathing rate, and again, you define the threshold of too high or too low. Those are the things it can detect. So whatever it detects, we can create an effect. That can be the trigger, and whatever the action is can be done by the temi. We can customize that however it is. So I think that answers it. There are also any other device really, and this relates to the second question that actually came in, was that let me read it out properly. I already have a sensor mat on the floor and another fall detection device using lasers. Can the temi work with this? Answer again is yes, as long as the manufacturer of the device has the right APIs and software that we can use to create this integration. And generally, all of those devices that were mentioned the manufacturers will have those APIs. And again, as long as a trigger is being created, the same way a floor sensor mat is plugged into a nurse call system with an aux cable, it triggers, there is a reaction by the nurse call system. In this case, you wouldn't plug it into the temi, but it'd be the same. There is a trigger and the temi takes an action. So definitely yes. Let me have a look in our Q&A if there are any more. No more questions in our... Oh, no, there's a comment. Nope, that's a thank you. Okay. No more questions in the Q&A.
All right. So I think we'd love to hear more thoughts and experiences they have as well as Suresan. So let's explore together how Temi could fit into their care process and see how we can tailor it to their needs. So everyone, simply scan the QR code to make a call or book a call and have a chat with us. So as you can see on the screen, and thank you for joining today's demo and exploring how Temi can support and enhance aged care solutions. We've seen how Temi's automation, real-time safety, features, and seamless empower both residents and care providers to create safer, more connected living environments. Remember, Temi is here to assist and augment your care teams, not replace them, helping you focus on what matters most: personalized, compassionate care. If you have any questions or want to explore how Temi can fit into your specific setting, please don't hesitate to reach out. Again, please, you can scan this QR code to make a booking. Thank you, and we look forward to partnering with you on this exciting journey towards smarter care.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, and see you soon.